Hello, race fans, and welcome to Michigan International Speedway. Here we are, the final race of this Life Lock race weekend as we prepare for the Life Lock 400 version 3 to cap off what's been a rather interesting and provocative and, strange, bizarre, impacting race weekend here, especially as far as the points are concerned in all three series too, and not just here in the Snickers Cup series. And I gotta say, I really think the choice of going to Chicagoland and then to Michigan, it really has made for some exciting scenarios that have occurred here. Both these racetracks absolutely incredible in their own unique way, and they really have played out into what the standings are like. And we're heading to the mammoth after these, Arizona, a track these drivers have never even been to. It's a clean slate. It's like taking a test that you haven't even prepared for. These drivers, they're going to have a very quick pop quiz with their practice sessions, their testing, and their qualifying in order to get to know that racetrack. Alright, enough of my babbling on. Time to get down to business. What's this going to look like here for this division? Well, let me tell you. This is going to be a division where basically it's going to be kind of the opposite of what Divisions 1 and 2 were. Divisions 1 and 2, for the most part, we were concentrating on the battle for the points lead between Tim Walsh, Trent Whitney, Vincent Marsh, Trent Dunham, Sean Galling, etc., etc. This is going to be a division where it's going to be key. This is where drivers can do two things. Either one, actually, let's put it this way, they can do four things, two of them good and two of them bad. For the good things, good thing number one is they can move into the top 10 in standings. Good thing number two is they can move up to be able to be in contention to get into the top 10 in standings if they got a good run next week at Arizona. On the flip side, the two bad things are they could fall outside the top 10, that goes without saying, or they could fall lower than 20th position in the standings and be mathematically eliminated from being able to have a remote possible chance of getting into the top 10 with a good finish next week. So this is how the scenario looks, and it's rather bizarre if you think about it, because you got 7th in the standings Dougie Shears, 8th in the standings Arnold Columbia, 9th in the standings Ryan Acosta, which actually John Acosta is driving that ride again here today. Ryan Acosta will be back when the chase begins. Then you got Dylan Poteet, he's in 10th in the standings. And then you got Alex Lozano, 11th in the standings right now, 11 spots out of the 10th position. Now, from 7th through 11th, those drivers in the standings, they are here in this field. If you go further down the list, you got 16th place in the standings, Matthew Rodriguez. He's 19 points out of 10th. Right behind him, 17th in the standings, is Felix Harris. Behind him, 18th in the standings, is our only two-time winner this season, Aaron Williams, actually our pole sitter as well. And 19th in the standings is Brandon Gonzalez. So if you look at that, these drivers that are here in this division are currently sitting 7th through 11th and 16th through 19th. Now, for drivers 7th through 11th, they're going to be battling to get either stay in the top 10 or get into the top 10. The only driver that really has to try and get into the top 10 is Alex Lozano. All the other drivers have to make sure they don't fall out. But as far as 16th through 19th in the standings goes, Rodriguez, Harris, Williams, and Gonzalez, their goal is basically to get such a good run, top 5 could do it. It could put them up into contention that if they got a top 10, top 5, maybe even a win next week at Arizona, they could get into the top 10 in standings. It's not mathematically impossible for a driver who is 20th in the standings to in 2 races put himself up into 10th. We've seen it done before. We've seen drivers make humongous strides. It's amazing what a win can do with this point system. And so these drivers have their own agendas today, 7th through 10th, Dougie Shears, Columbia, Acosta, Dylan Poteet, and Alex Lozano. They're trying to either stay in the top 10 or get into the top 10. And 16th through 19th in the standings, Rodriguez, Harris, Williams, and Gonzalez. They're trying to get themselves up in the standings so they'll be in contention to get into the top 10 next week at Arizona. Alright, I hope I've pretty much been able to get you that so we can figure that whole thing out. Also, before I get to the running order and everything, I'm going to be having a special pre-Arizona video where I'm going to be discussing the different scenarios of drivers who are still in contention to get into the chase, how Arizona is going to play into the chase, and who I think is going to be able to still have an opportunity to be in the top 10 in standings and make the chase. Also, we'll talk about the wildcard spot, lots of stuff. It's going to be a whole pre-race video discussing all the different scenarios heading into the final race of the regular season when the chase begins, Arizona Speedway. Alright, now it's time to get down to business. We're here at Michigan, 40 laps of racing. Already, we've experienced a new points leader in the Snickers Cup Series. We've had a first-time winner of Jacob Cook. We've had Richard Childress go to victory lane for the first time this season. This has been one exciting weekend right here in the Snickers Cup Series. Tim Walsh ended up taking the points lead because he got his first Snickers Cup Series victory. What more is in store for us here today at Michigan? It has just been so controversial, so surprising, so that you could probably look in the dictionary and find all these different adjectives. They could all apply to this race. What has it got in store for us today? We don't know. But on the pole for this race is none other than our two-time winner, Aaron Williams. I actually want to nickname him two-timer, because he's the only driver in the Snickers Cup Series who has managed to get 2 wins. We only have 2 other two-time winners in the NNSCRA currently, and those are both over in the trucks, Aaron Reed and John Dillon. Only two-time winner here in the Snickers Cup Series, and that is Aaron Williams. He's got the pole for this race, so who knows? He may be able to be the only 3-time winner in this series. Right now, we have word that basically he is going to be in the chase for the championship because of the fact that if you think about it, Aaron Williams has 2 wins. Oh, wait a minute. No, we can't say that. We can't, or can we? I don't know. Don't listen to me. We're just going to wait till Arizona's over, and then we'll know. But I'm almost certain Aaron Williams is going to get a chase spot anyway, because nobody seems to be able to get to victory lane at all for the second time this year, and Aaron Williams is the only one to do that. Brad Nami is going to roll off in second, Aaron Reed third, last week's winner, Brandon Gonzalez. He moved himself up to 19th in the standings. Who knows? Brandon Gonzalez could get a good enough finish today, get himself up maybe around the 13th, 14th position, and get into the top 10 next week, and be a championship contender. Mary Cole and Dylan Schwallenberg, they'll be row 3, and then you got Jake Rogers and Max Skinner. That'll be row 4. Jeff Ehlers, Michael Harvey that completes the top 10. We have a lot of drivers to keep an eye on here during the course of the day. So really looking forward to it. Let's get to the starting lineup for today's race. Aaron Williams will lead us down. Don't forget, next week at Arizona, a lot of guys have decided to sponsor certain events here in all 3 series, and so that's going to be taking place next week at Arizona. But the green flag is out. We'll keep our eyes on Dougie Shears, Arnold Columbia, John Acosta, Dylan Poteet, Alex Lozano, Matthew Rodriguez, Felix Harris, our pole sitter Aaron Williams, and 4th place starting Brandon Gonzalez. As the green flag is out, boy, this is going to be one big race. And Williams did not get a good start right there. He may have slid the tires or something. Brad Nami is trying to slide around to the high side, but now the inside line kicks in, and the 2 Toyotas will go to work down there. Actually, there's 3 Toyotas, 4 Toyotas all in a row there. Williams, Reed, Mary Cole, and Jeff Ehlers. As, look at Aaron Williams, he's kind of trying to block right there. He's trying to block Aaron Reed, and he's doing it. He wants to lead the first lap. Looks like he will do so. Aaron Williams, the pole sitter, will lead the first lap here at Michigan. I saw Brandon Gonzalez get hooked up to the high side there. Oh, wait a minute. They're going 3 and 4 wide back there. Look out. I don't like the look of that. Back around Matthew McMurray and Liam Ervig. And there they go. There they go. I don't know who that was. Was that Brandon Gonzalez? No. Who's that? I can't tell. Oh, it's Jake Rogers. And someone else hit somebody. Oh, Dougie Shears, flipping, barrel rolling. 7th in the standings, Dougie Shears. There's Alyssa Anderson filling in the rest of the season for Rachel Williams. She's involved. Ziggy Bain may have been involved. And Aaron Williams leads him back to the caution. Felix Harris. Oh, Felix Harris. Felix Harris. He comes in 17th in the standings. If he retires right here. He's eliminated from possibly getting into the chase. No, he's actually making a pit stop. Maybe a little strategy being played out here, but there's Dougie Shears. He could drop out of the top 10 standings here. He's 7th in the standings, and he flipped and barrel rolled here with our first caution of the day. Well, let's try and pinpoint how this whole thing got started. Ziggy Bain and Pichu London, I think, got together. There you see Bill Doberpool get turned around. And, Ralph Mason nailed Jake Rogers, and right there's the 83 flipping upside down. I think he got turned over by George Roque. Seth Cole is spinning. Look at that 83. Flipping and barrel rolling. It's almost reminiscent of what we saw John Worry do in the Division 2 race. Alex Lozano got a piece of Seth Cole there. He comes in 11th in the standings. Now look at that car. Bill Doberpool makes more contact there with the 83. That car is literally just barrel rolling down the back straightaway. I thought he hits the Jake Rogers machine. I guess not. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Rogers is able to miss him. That's a scary ride right there for the 83. And the 79 car right there. Let's rewind just a little bit. Alyssa Anderson making her first Snickers Cup Series start. Where'd she get her front end damage from? She must have. I think she ran into the back. Let's, Oops, I didn't mean to hit the rear chase. I meant to hit the rear button. There we go. Let's go on board with Felix Harris. Does Alyssa Anderson just run straight into the back of him? Let's see, right? Oh no, she turns up into the wall. And, wow. Look at, there's the 83. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. You can still see him flipping back there. Well, let's go back to Green Flag Racing. We got quite a few contenders involved here, including Dougie Shears, who came in 7th in the standings. And lest we forget, Dougie Shears is our Season 1 Snickers Cup Series champion. He's trying to go for 2, and this may have just ended it here. That was a huge wreck right there, and that was a scary wreck for Dougie Shears. He's retired from the race. Felix Harris, well, I thought he was going to continue. There he is. Yeah, he is 1 lap down. Okay. I thought maybe he was at the tail end of the line 1 lap down, but he's going to be on the inside line 1 lap down, and so Felix Harris, he's 17th in the standings, and not a good start for him. Certainly not a good start for Dougie Shears either. He's out of the race, the only driver out, and he is in the 34th position for this race. Aaron Williams is going to lead him back to the green flag. Jeff Ehlers will be 2nd. How about Jason Marshall? Good run for Penske right now in that 3rd position. 4th is going to be Mary Cole, and 5th will be Dylan Poteet. 6th is Dylan Schmallenberg, 7th is Matthew McMurray, 8th is Jacob Boyer, 9th Aaron Reed, and Liam Ervig is in 10th. 11th will be Brad Namia, John Acosta up there in 12th. 13th is Max Skinner, 14th is Michael Harvey, 15th is Ricky Hawk, George Roque 16th, 17th is Wyatt Morgan. 18th place is where we find Ryan Juke. There's another top 10 contender in Arnold Columbia. He's 19th, and 20th is Ziggy Bain. Let's look for some other guys that we were going to keep an eye on during the course of the day. There's the Slim Jims. Actually, it's not really Slim Jims. It's the No Slim Jims paint scheme. The number 84, Matthew Rodriguez. He comes in 16th in standings. He's running 22nd right now. Then you got, where is he? There he is, Brandon Gonzalez. 19th in the standings, running 27th. There's Alex Lozano back here. He comes 11th in the standings. He's 29th right now on this restart as the green flag comes back out. Felix Harris moving down low, letting everybody go by him. Good veteran move there by Felix Harris. If you think about it, Felix Harris, if he could just stay out of trouble, if more cars retire, he could pick up spots that way. And, stranger things have happened. Felix Harris could pick up some spots here and end up moving up through the standings, regardless of whether he has a damaged car or not. Oh, wait, the caution's out again. And Dylan Poteet's going to the inside 3 wide. Can he get Jeff Ehlers at the line here and lead under caution? He's trying. I think he's got it. He does. Dylan Poteet is going to lead us back to the caution flag. Maybe he's planning that for a last lap pass later on. But it looks like, Brandon Gonzalez and Toby Ward, I think, were the 2 that were involved. Oh, Alex Lozano's back on pit road again. The guy who comes in 11th in the standings. Let's follow him real quickly, see what the deal is here with the Rusty's Dodge, number 95. Lozano trying to make his 2nd career chase. And, Lozano's out! Oh my. Wow, is this going to shake up the points or what? As Poteet's going to come down pit road with others, I think. I think it's going to be feeding time at the zoo here. It looks like everybody's planning to come down pit road. While they do that, we'll look back at a replay. Oh, Ralph Mason is staying out. Take a look here, see what happened to Toby Ward. Does he get turned by Anthony McCurry here? McCurry's behind him. Oh, no, he gets held up behind the slower car of Felix Harris right here. And, oh, he gets clipped by Ryan Cooper. Turned into the outside retaining wall. Brandon Gonzalez gets a piece of it right there. It spins his car down to the inside. And watch Alex Lozano in the 95. You can see him there just coming into view, just through the smoke. And, oh, yeah, pretty bad front-end damage right there. He nailed that 86 car. And so, wow, already we've had the driver comes in 7th in the standings, Dougie Shears, and now Alex Lozano came in 11th in the standings, retiring from the race. This Michigan track just shakes up the points something fierce, and we're under the caution once again. Let's go back to Green Flag Racing. So Ralph Mason, as we mentioned before we went to the replay, decided to stay out, and so he will be the leader under the caution flag, and he'll be the leader coming back to Green Flag Racing, which will be on lap 12 of 40. We do have another retiree from the race. That, of course, is Alex Lozano. So right now, two drivers who came in the top 15 in standings have retired in 33rd and 34th. And that's big right there. That's really big. And that's an opportunity, really, for drivers such as Matthew Rodriguez, Aaron Williams, Brandon Gonzalez, and even the lap car of Felix Harris to be able to pick up spots in the standings with the hard luck that has befallen both Dougie Shears and Alex Lozano. Here's the way they line up as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Ralph Mason is the leader. Bill Doberpool will be second. Jeff Ehlers third. His teammate Dylan Schwallenberg in fourth. So Nemco Motorsports, good runs right now in third and fourth place. Matthew McMurray, he is in fifth. Dylan Poteet sixth. Our pole sitter Aaron Williams is seventh. Jason Marshall eighth. Ninth is Aaron Reed, and John Acosta is in 10th. You gotta be impressed with John Acosta. I mean, seriously, if you think about it, he's only been in this thing for, I think, this is his fourth week. And John Acosta, he is trying to get that car into the chase for his brother, I believe. John Acosta, he's been doing a phenomenal job in trying to do that. He's been very consistent. He's done a tremendous job, and it's not easy being a fill-in driver, trying to get that car into the victory lane, let alone into the chase for the championship. And so, certainly if he makes it into the chase, Ryan Acosta's got a lot to be thankful for, and he really needs to thank John Acosta for getting him in there. Green flag back out. The Judas Priest Chevrolet of Ralph Mason will lead us back into turn one. But here comes Jeff Ehlers. I would not count Jeff Ehlers out of winning this race. He has been up at the front the last 3 weeks, all the time. And, oh, there's a spin in the back. And it looks like Nemco Motorsports is going to be 1-2 coming back to the line. Whoa, look out. Oh, Arnold Columbia, another top 10 contender. He's involved. Front end damage to the Mountain Dew Chevrolet. 8th in standings is where he comes. Michael Harvey is involved. George Roque is in it. And I think Alyssa Anderson got a piece of it. And coming down to the stripe, who led? Was it Poteet or was it Schwallenberg? It was Dylan Schwallenberg. Schwallenberg led down to the caution flag. So Nemco Motorsports has an... Oh, look out! Oh! Aaron Williams got turned around there with the caution coming out. He and Aaron Reed got together, but they keep it straight, continue on. So that's okay, but that could have been disastrous there for Aaron Williams, two-timer. Caution's out. Let's see what happened. Well, Arnold Columbia trying to make his second chase of his career right here. He tries to fit in between the wall and Alyssa Anderson. It doesn't work. Anderson bounces into Columbia, then bounces down to George Roque. Roque turns up the racetrack, and Columbia gets the wall one more time. Now, how does Michael Harvey get involved here? I think he maybe... Oh, I think he hits Alyssa Anderson right there. And then the track's blocked up again. Oh, Ziggy Bain got a little piece of that as well. Harvey, the track's just blocked up for him. I don't really think he was involved in very much, right? Oh, yeah, he was. He got spun out right there. Comes down, bounces into Columbia again, and that sends his car spinning. But Columbia's got some front-end damage. This could be another driver in the top 10 who bites the dust here at Michigan. You never know, but... Wow, we've had Dougie Shears, we've had Alex Lozano. We may have Arnold Columbia join the hit list here at Michigan. And this just continues to shake up the points as Columbia, Harvey, Alyssa Anderson, and George Roque all get together down on the back straightaway. So we'll go back to green flag racing. Hey, I'll tell you what, Nemco Motorsports, they may have a chance of winning this race. I mean, they've got Jeff Ehlers that was up here. He's restarting third. Dylan Schwallenberg there in first. It's a good chance for them right now. And they've been putting together some pretty good runs as of late, so, don't count them out. There you see Felix Harris. He'll line up to the inside. We'll go back to green flag racing on lap 17 of 40. We do have one more retiree from the race after that incident, and that's Alyssa Anderson. She will retire in position number 32, so tough break for her. She's just basically finishing out what's been a dismal season for that 79 team from Michael Waltrip Racing. And, maybe she could pick up a win later on in the season here, near the tail end of this season, but it's just been a real dismal season for Rachel Williams, and they decided to put Alyssa Anderson in, give her some experience, because Alyssa Anderson's going to be running full-time next year. I don't know if it's in the Snickers Cup or not, but we'll see how she does. We told you Dylan Schwallenberg is going to be the leader. Dylan Poteet's up to second. He came in 10th in the standings, so he's maybe going to get a chance to move himself up pretty well in the standings here if he continues this kind of a run. Jeff Ehlers is in third. Fourth is Jason Marshall. What a good run for him. He's been very good in that 77 since he took it over from Sasha Dawson. Matthew McMurray is fifth. Liam Ervik sixth. Seventh is Jacob Boyer. Eighth is going to be Brad Namia. And ninth will be Anthony McCurry. And 10th will be Seth Cole. Anthony McCurry actually does not even have a hood on that car. And he's running up in the 9th position. Not exactly sure about that, but here we go. Green flag is out on lap 17 of 40. We're nearing halfway here in the LifeLock 400. There was another car back there without a hood as well. I couldn't tell who that was. Still can't tell. It's quite a ways back there. But anyway, Dylan Poteet's going for the lead here. He won here in the trucks race. He could end up picking up his first Snickers Cup Series victory here. It's been very close so many times. And Poteet, I think his main strategy, quite honestly, is he's trying to get into the Snickers Cup Series by ending up getting in there where he finishes, rather than relying on that contract he has, which allows him into a chase of his choice by winning the $5,000 Demolition Derby. If that's the case, he would then be in the Snickers Cup Series championship hunt, and then be able to use that contract for either the Mobile One Cup Series or the Oreo Truck Series, neither of which he is mathematically in contention for right now, as here comes Jason Marshall. He'll take the lead. How would it be for Jason Marshall in his second start in the Snickers Cup Series to go to victory lane? Here comes Liam Ervig to the inside. Ervig, it's been a long time since we've seen Liam Ervig up at the front. The Motorola Chevrolet is going to take the lead off turn 2 down the back straightaway here, I believe. Although Jeff Ehlers, he's getting a big run, a big push from Matthew McMurray. Is he going to go 3 wide? Yes, he will. He and McMurray down to the inside line, and they'll go for the top spot. 3 wide. Down here to the stripe, I think the inside line will prevail, and Ehlers will lead the lap. Yes, he will. By mere inches. Let's look back here at the drivers who are running where right here in this first pack. Jeff Ehlers leads. There's Matthew McMurray, Liam Ervig, Dylan Poteet, Jason Marshall, Dylan Schwallenberg, Seth Cole. And how about Jacob Boyer in the 74 and outside pole sitter Brad Anamia? They're up here as well. Good run for both of them. And look at who else is here. Max Skinner in the 81 Baskin-Robbins car. He took over that ride from Patrick Scroggins. And he's doing very well right now, and then running in the 11th position, trying to catch up here to get into the top 10. Yeah, John Acosta. He's kind of running by himself, maybe a little strategy being played out by the 80 here. Just bide his time, wait for his moment. Ryan Acosta was not able to get that car into victory lane yet this season. Could John Acosta maybe do it? Let's look further back here. 12th place is now Mary Cole. Pole sitter Aaron Williams is back here in 13th place now. 14th is Ricky Hawk. And Ryan Cooper, he's running well in the 15th position. There's Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes into this race 16th in the standings. He is 16th on the racetrack. There is a little bit of front-end damage to that Slim Jims with an extra. I don't know what to really call that sponsorship. I don't know. Is it a Stop Slim Jims or whatever? It's that rivalry between himself and Seth Cole continuing on here. Seth Cole drove the Slim Jim car in the All-Star race, and now Matthew Rodriguez is driving a Slim Jim car with an X through it, and so I don't really know what to call the sponsorship. I guess we'll call it the No Slim Jims Toyota Camry, but he's in 16th place. Ralph Mason, he led to a restart at one point. He's back in the 17th place now. 18th is Bill Doberpool. Wyatt Morgan is in 19th. And last week's winner, Brandon Gonzalez, he's back in position number 20. Now, Brandon Gonzalez comes into this race 19th in the standings. I think he would need a much better run than that to get into mathematical contention next week at Arizona. George Roque in the UPS Ford 99, he's 21st. Battle on here for 22nd. Ryan Juke will take it. Anthony McCurry slips back to 23rd. 24th is now Aaron Reed. Jake Rogers 25th. Pichu London, who's been putting together a string of good finishes as of late in the Snickers Cup Series, will not have it happen today. He's in the 26th position as we speak. Toby Ward, he was involved in an incident earlier on. He's in 27th. And in 28th now is Michael Harvey. He was also caught up in an incident early on as well. There's Ziggy Bain. He's in 29th place. That's a damaged race car. 30th place is actually Arnold Columbia, and he's about to be passed by the leaders. Columbia's going to go a lap down, as it's going to be Dylan Schwallenberg and Jacob Boyer 1-2. Now Boyer wants the lead. So Arnold Columbia's back in 30th position. He's 8th in the standings. If you think about it, 30th position, that's almost as good as last, because there are only 34 cars in this race. So if you think about it, 30th out of 34 cars, that's not good for that Arnold Columbia machine. So already we've seen lots of drivers having bad luck here that came in between positions 7 through 11. Dougie Hughes, who came in 7th, Arnold Columbia, who came in 8th, and Alex Lozano, who came in 11th. The only two drivers that are having good runs as of right now are Dylan Poteet, who currently runs in 8th, and John Acosta, who runs in the 10th position at this point. They got another slower car up ahead. I'm guessing that's probably Ziggy Bain in the 69 car, as Dylan Schwallenberg goes back to the lead now after they all have been able to get by the slower and now lapped car of Arnold Columbia. They're all closing back up here again to battle it out once more for the top spot. It's now a group of 7, but there are 3 more starting to catch up, so it'll soon become a group of 10 drivers. And they are indeed catching Ziggy Bain now. Liam Ervig to the inside of Dylan Schwallenberg. That's for position numero uno. Here comes Jason Marshall underneath Dylan Poteet. That's for 3rd. Matthew McMurray, Jacob Boyer, they're there as they all come up on the Ziggy Bain machine. It's here on the front straightaway, so there's lots of room to get around him. But Schwallenberg, he's not able to. He gets pinched up behind him. Oh, and Poteet's getting held up back there. And that gives the lead over to Liam Ervig. Jason Marshall's 2nd. 3rd is Jacob Boyer. 4th is Matthew McMurray, and Seth Cole's up to 5th. As Liam will continue to lead the way. Let's see if they've been able to clear Ziggy Bain yet. Still, Dylan Schwallenberg is caught up behind him. He's lost a ton of spots. Schwallenberg, last time by, he was 4th. This time by now, after getting held up by Ziggy Bain, who he now clears, he's now 13th on the racetrack. And here comes Jason Marshall for the lead. You know, we're getting close to 10 laps to go. It was around this point last time in the Division 2 race that they had to make green flag pit stops, and it came down to the driver who had the best pit stop. And of course, it was Jacob Cook going to victory lane. We'll have to see if these drivers are going to have to make green flag pit stops here. The leaders continue to run, though. Nobody diving for pit road this time. And here comes Dylan Poteet, 3 wide for the lead. Poteet, he's been oh so close so many times in the Snickers Cup Series. Can he do it today? They got the slower car of Michael Harvey up ahead. Then after him, I think it's the slower car of Pichu London that they would have to contend with. But we also have green flag pit stops looming in the air as Poteet goes underneath of Harvey, and they're all going to start splitting him 3 and 4 wide. Harvey is stuck in a hornet's nest here. Whoa, we almost went up and squeezed Jeff Ehlers into the wall. That was close. And Poteet will lead the way. Jacob Boyer 2nd. Jason Marshall 3rd. They're starting to catch up now to Pichu. Pichu London, I think. No, that is not Pichu London. That is Toby Ward in the 86. I think Pichu's the next car. After that, as Jacob Boyer goes to the inside, but now they got that car up ahead of Toby Ward. Where are they going to have to contend with him? They're not going to have to contend with him. He dies for pit road, so does Jacob Boyer, and so does Jason Marshall. Pit stops are happening here on lap 31. Poteet stays out. Ehlers stays out. Look at Max Skinner and Ricky Hawk. They're up to 3rd and 4th now as they bypass the lap car of Felix Harris. Felix Harris, 17th in the standings. Not a good run for him at all today, as he now falls another lap to the leaders. And Dylan Poteet, Jeff Ehlers, I think they're indicating they're coming down pit road now this time. Yes, they are. Poteet, Ehlers, they hit the deck, head for pit road to get possibly just a splash of fuel. Brad Anami is also on pit road, and that turns the lead over now to Max Skinner in the 81, who's getting pressured from Mary Cole for that spot. Mary Cole in the 2FT Saddle Club Toyota Camry, following Max Skinner in the number 81 Baskin-Robbins Chevrolet. Also coming into the picture, you got 2 more cars, Dylan Schwallenberg and Ricky Hawk, but I think Schwallenberg's just indicated he's coming down pit road, and he'll give up position number 3 to come down into the pits. Is the John Acosta machine coming down? I couldn't tell. Well, there's Jake Rogers, there's Schwallenberg, Aaron Williams is on pit road. I think John Acosta decided to stay out this lap. Yes, he did. And Mary Cole goes for the lead, and she'll take it. They're coming up on other cars that just made pit stops. Will that play out into this race? Ricky Hawk looking 3 wide here. He may be just planning on going down pit road, though. Let's see here. Yeah, he wanted to go down pit road, so he went lower. And Mary Cole leads the way. Could Mary Cole become a first-time winner? She's now going to bypass the 2 slower cars of Arnold Columbia there in the 82, and now comes up on Anthony McCurry in the 88. She's going to get to the inside of him through turn 2. We got 6 laps to go. Can Mary Cole stretch it? Could Max Skinner stretch it? I think everybody else has made pit stops. And I think Mary Cole is slowing down. I think she is slowing down. And she is. So is Max Skinner. So is Arnold Columbia. So is John Acosta. Here comes Wyatt Morgan. Here comes Matthew Rodriguez. They cannot stretch it. Michael Harvey's coming down as well. And I would think these guys, if they can get around quickly enough, I think they would end up being the leaders. But they've got to make another lap before these other drivers. I think. Let me just update that. Well, there's Brandon Gonzalez. He's on pit road. Ziggy Bain, George Roque. We documented that Michael Harvey, Arnold Columbia, Matthew Rodriguez, they were all on pit road. There goes John Acosta. Mary Cole and Max Skinner, they've completed their service. They're away. Are the leaders catching up to him at all? Let's see. Jeff Ehlers, Seth Cole, they were all in a clump together, and they're starting to come. They're coming. Can Mary Cole and Max Skinner get going before that bigger pack catches them? 5 laps to go. Mary Cole will continue to lead, it looks like. But here comes Max Skinner. He's second. Who's third? John Acosta's third. Ricky Hawk fourth. Jeff Ehlers, Seth Cole, Dylan Schwallenberg, Jason Marshall, and Seth Cole as they now catch up to John Acosta. They'll be bypassing him as he's trying to get back up to speed. But they've still got quite a ways to go before they catch up to Max Skinner and Mary Cole. They got 2 cars that are lapped down between them. There's Jake Rogers and Pichu London that they have to bypass. Let's follow that as Max Skinner continues to try and run down Mary Cole for the lead and possibly the win. Now it's double wide back there between Pichu and Jake Rogers. Everybody making their moves to bypass those 2 slower cars. There's the 2 Nemco Motorsports cars right there. Jeff Ehlers and Dylan Schwallenberg. And everybody's going to get through there. Now they got to deal with Anthony McCurry before they catch up to the front 2. Mary Cole and Max Skinner. Remember, it came down between 2 drivers in the Division 2 race. It was Jacob Cook just barely beating out Devin Wilson at the line. And it was pretty much due to a slower car. Could that be the case here today? Is there 2 laps to go? Whoa, Mary Cole almost made contact with Ryan Juke And Max Skinner had some problems getting by Ryan Juke. He now has lost some ground to Mary Cole. Mary Cole trying to win her first race of the NNSCRA. Same for Max Skinner. And now there's another lap car between themselves and third place Jeff Ehlers, as I think they just went to work and passed Anthony McCurry. They did. Ehlers and Schwallenberg will battle side by side now for position number 3. White flag is displayed. One more lap for Mary Cole. One more lap for Max Skinner to make a move. Does he have enough time? Does he have enough power to get by? He does not make an indication to pass her. He's only got turn 3 and 4. Here he comes. He dives to the inside. There's nothing Mary Cole can do. And they got the slower car of Felix Harris. And that's going to help Max Skinner. Skinner was able to use the lap car of Felix Harris as a pick. And Max Skinner will be able to win at Michigan. Perfectly timed there, and a beautiful job of maneuvering around the Felix Harris machine to take the win. Mary Cole led basically the last 10 laps, but she was not able to hold off the advances of Max Skinner in a perfectly timed pass through turn 3. Skinner will win, Mary Cole second. Third place, who's going to be third? Third was... Boy, I can't find him. Was it Jeff Ehlers? Yeah, third was Jeff Ehlers. Fourth place is going to be Jason Marshall, and I think Dylan Poteet got 5th. So Poteet, I think, is going to be able to keep himself in the top 10, no doubt about that. Let's look quickly through the finishing order here real quick at some of our top contenders. John Acosta, 9th place. That'll keep him in the top 10, I'm sure. Arnold Columbia, where did he finish? He finished 30th place, 2 laps down. That's really going to be dangerous for him. He came in 8th in the standings. And how about some of those drivers that were trying to move up into possible contention to be in the top 10 next week at Arizona? Aaron Williams, the pole sitter, 13th place. Matthew Rodriguez, 16th in the standings. He was 16th for this race. Brandon Gonzalez was 19th in the standings and 19th in this race. That's kind of ironic. And Felix Harris, of course, we know, finished in the 31st position, 4 laps down. So Max Skinner becomes another first-time winner in the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series. That was also his first NNSCRA victory overall. So congrats to him. What a race. Folks, it's happened. It's time. We are heading to Arizona Speedway for the final race of the regular season to find out who will be in the chase for the Oreo Truck Series Championship, Mobile One Cup Series Championship, and Snickers Cup Series Championship. I can't wait. Remember, there's going to be a pre-chase video coming out where I'll be taking and analyzing everything that's going to go down. I may even have some guest commentators doing it with me. You never know. But we have one exciting event coming up very soon at Arizona Speedway. We are about to find out who will be in the chase. Take a look, see where you are in the standings after these races that took place here at Michigan. Tim Walsh, Jacob Cook, and Max Skinner all pick up their first NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series victories here at Michigan. See you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this race. I'm Seth Cole signing off. This has been a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing. At its best, the chase is on the horizon.